Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FTBSports. This is your Manchester United versus Newcastle fans reaction show. And tonight, join as always, Mr. B, Monday, and Kay. How you doing? You all right, guys? How was your weekend been?
Good.
Brilliant now. Not too bad. Nice end to the weekend for us.
Yeah. So, guys, how can we say? I think we've won today. But it doesn't feel like a victory, does it, really? Let's start with Kay. You're first up. Let's go. You're a normal guest, so let's start with you first. What's your thought process on this? Because obviously we won the game, but I don't know whether or not that's sort of a victory you can celebrate. I know it's 3 points. 3 points, 3 points. We're in it to win it. But what's your thought process on the game?
Well, as soon as I saw the lineup, I knew that it wasn't going to be an entertaining game. Mainly because, again, Lindelof playing with Maguire, and every time we've sort of done that, for some reason, I feel like when them two play together, they sit too deep and they invite too much pressure on. And also the fact that Matic and Fred started together in the centre of midfield. So I knew that there was going to be a lack of creativity as well from that central midfield area, because you've got two holding players playing together. And obviously, Van der Beek's out and Pogba's out, so I can't really blame Oli for that too much because there wasn't a lot of options. And then thirdly is the fact that Daniel James was starting. And he did all right today, but, you know, he's a bit one-dimensional with the things that he does, you know, especially down that right-hand side. He could go in and go one way, and it's easy to just kind of double up on him and mark him out of the game. But he did all right. He had some bright moments, but that's because of the way Newcastle play. Newcastle, I've seen them quite a bit this season. It's like they put out a team to try to survive. That's all they try and do. But I mean, the positive things are is that we got 3 points without playing well, which is always positive. If you get 3 points without playing well, that's a positive thing. And that's the only thing that I could say, really. But it's just that I knew from the lineup that we weren't going to be our most creative.
So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go, and we'll go to a Monday next. But sort of yesterday, we were talking on a preview show about this game. And obviously, part of it we were saying about, obviously, if we knew that Van der Beek might be out, we sort of knew Scott was going to be out. But we were talking about like giving probably the youngsters a bit of opportunity and a chance to feature in a game, and sort of we're Old Trafford, take the leash off the guys and sort of play a bit of football rather than this whole two holding midfield players constantly. Now, obviously, we're saying about the team sheet. So the team sheet today, we had De Gea in goal, we had Wan-Bissaka, we had the Brazilian at left back today as well. Luke Shaw, obviously, and we got Maguire and Lindelof. And I think, Mr. B, I think you're 100%, you're so correct in what you're saying the other day about he will play Lindelof in this game. He will play Lindelof. No matter what happens, Lindelof will play. So let's go to on Monday and ask on Monday the question. Sort of, again, same sort of question. What do you make of like the lineup and with the team today?
Yeah, the lineup is probably what, like Kahinde was saying, probably what the most we could have expected. Maybe could have made a couple, put Greenwood on up front, but especially with the midfields, you only had Matic and Fred to play with, who were consistent players who play in the first team. And Lindelof, like Mr. B said, was always going to play. I think that's always going to be the case. There's some sort of Solskjaer seems to have some sort of confidence in him, more so than Bailey. But then I can understand that because Bailey does get injured a lot of the time. So he doesn't really have a good run or anything like that. So overall, I think that's what to be expected. The result is okay. I'm not very happy with the performance. I even made a lot of notes during the game to bring to the review today on players and everything else. So yeah, I've got a lot to say today about the game. Not to be overcritical, but there's certain things that have to be said. And even though we might repeat ourselves over and over again, it doesn't stop it from being the truth.
Yeah, 100%. And then let's go to, before we come into all those bits and pieces you've got down, let's go to Mr. B now, because he's got quite a lot to say as well today. Same process, the team lineup again, Mr. B. Were you disappointed with it? Because I'm going to keep repeating like what Amonde says about, obviously we got some youngster in the team. I keep talking about this whole thing at Old Trafford. Stop playing the two in holding the field. Let one of them play, and then bring on a more creative player. We could have today played probably one Mata instead of Matic, or even instead of Fred. So go on, Mr. B, it's yours.
We knew Matic and Fred were going to play, so we knew what to expect. Daniel James, as well as he played, it still surprised me that he starts over any other right-sided player in our team. He scored today, well done. He played okay, well done. But I still wouldn't start Daniel James in a game of football over anybody else that we've got to play. Over Mason Greenwood, come on, man. You know, Daniel James needs space. I mean, in all fairness today, I don't think Newcastle came to park the bus. And that's why I was more vexed, because the first half, did any of our midfielders find any other player in the team? Our goal was assisted by Maguire. Yeah? Our goal was assisted by Maguire. Let's not get it twisted out here. Yeah? We've got two central midfielders who cannot pass to a man. Fred wasted... He must have wasted 75% of his passes. One of the first time passes, he licked out the pitch. I was looking to see if there was an overlap player for sure when the ball went out. You know what I mean? It's a joke. It's we won the game. Yes, you know, you have to be happy that you won the game. You took the 3 points. But any other team we play in the Premiership with them two in midfield, we're dead. There must be something. There must be somebody in our club or something that Oli can do where those two do not play football in the same. They're both left-footed and they're both shit. Come on, man. You don't see much shit left-footers. We've got two of the worst in the Premiership playing midfield. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Matic ain't shit.
Sorry?
Matic ain't shit.
So go to...
Matic wasn't shit. Matic is now shit. When he was at Chelsea, he wasn't shit.
We'll come back.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
So, Kunde, looking at today as well and watching the game, I know a lot of people, we're going to talk about, obviously, Fred. We got a new nickname for Fred later on as well. But when we're talking about the midfield, the midfield today wasn't a creative midfield, and looking at Fred and Matic, it's almost like when you look at Scott and Fred, they can play together. Matic and Fred cannot play together. Every time Matic touched the ball, should I say, there was a player there on him already. So for me, the question I'm going to ask now is, Man United style of play, what is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doing on that training pitch? Because it's slow, sluggish. There's nothing. There's no plan A, plan B, nothing. There's nothing there. It's frustrating watching Man United.
I understand what you're saying, but I just think with what we had today, and I knew that obviously Pogba and Van de Beek were out, I knew that there was going to be a struggle. And Fred and McTominay are what I've noticed, Oli uses them a lot, and it's been very effective, those two in away games with the counter-attack. But what I've been saying is at Old Trafford, where we've been struggling this season to break teams down, we can't play two holding players at Old Trafford. You know, we've got to be a bit more attacking, a bit more adventurous. And obviously, like, again, this is what we had. These are the best midfielders that we had available today. So it's tough. And I don't know what's going on the training pitch tactically. But,
okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think I know Garner's out on loan. Is there anybody else in our central midfield who you think maybe could step up, or do you think Garner's going to be the one that comes back?
To be honest, I think next season Garner should be into the team, because he would have had a whole year out on the championships. He's been on loan.
Yeah, toughen him up. So you think he's...
Yeah, and I've watched him a lot. I like his game. He's more of like a screening player. He's a bit like how Michael Carrick used to play. He'll just sit
Yeah.
and pop the ball off and all that. And he can actually pass forward. He's not just a sideways type of guy. He's got a really good range of passing. So I'm really looking forward to him coming into the team next season. But
Okay.
at the moment, with what we've got, that was the two best players that we had available today. And obviously, they did the job. I wouldn't agree with you about Matic. The thing is with Matic, what frustrates me about him is just that sometimes I feel he takes too many touches on the ball. I would just like him to just play a bit more 1-2s, a bit more, sometimes I feel like he carries the ball a bit too much when he doesn't need to sometimes. But other than that, I think he's a good, experienced player. He's probably one of our best CDMs because he's got the most experience. And obviously playing.
Yeah,
with
but
Fred,
we've got no CDMs.
Well, McTominay has been made into CDM. They're trying to make him into a CDM, and it's the same with Fred. They're trying to make him into a CDM, but they're not natural CDMs.
They can't make Fred into nothing. Fred can't be made into nothing.
Yeah, Manchester is the only natural CDM, and Garner is that type of player when he comes through next season.
So I'm going to interrupt there now, Mr.
We have one CDM at our club.
Who's that?
We have one natural CDM at our club, and he's 47 and a half.
So let's ask the question now.
Why?
We're talking about James Gardner coming back next season. I honestly don't believe he's going to come into the United team. I honestly don't believe it, because Solskjaer will have his favourite, and Solskjaer will continue to play his favourite players and will not give youth a chance. He will not do it.
Based on what?
Pardon?
What
Well, based on this
it on?
I'm basing it on this season so far.
Yeah.
I'm basing it on what I can see right now on the football pitch. We can all see what's going on the football pitch, but why can't he see what's going on the football pitch?
Well,
They analyze these stuff, don't they? They take the DVD back to their training ground. They analyze every single thing within details, but we can see what's going on. Yeah.
It's not DVDs, bro. It's not DVDs no more.
Oh, okay. I ain't watch. Well, yeah, technology. I don't watch anything anymore. I don't watch DVD. I've got Sky, and that's about all I do these days. But they get back the analysis and they use it, and it's almost like we can see the issues. We can see everything. Like today, I can watch that game and I can tell it every single fault within that game and where we could have probably improved, what player we could have taken off to make a difference. We made today Newcastle United look like they sort of like, what was it? Barcelona on an off day. That's how bad we played. Yes, the 3 points, but that's how terrible we played today. We won, yes. 3 points. Poor performance today, yet again, on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that bad. I think the way I look at it, I said, how many times did they get beyond us and create chances, clear chances? I don't think
they're bottom of the league.
Yeah, but this is their Premiership side. So I'm thinking, how many times did they get beyond us and create chances against us? The real issue, I didn't see them as a threat. The only issue was us creating stuff in their half and keeping the ball. That's the issue. It keeps coming back to that. We can talk about Lindelof. We can say all these guys. Everyone was comfortable out there. They were strolling. That's why it didn't matter if Matic was on there, because he's a stroller and he played fantastic. For me, going to reach to this, he's my man of the match. Straight up. Anyway, I'll get back. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I can explain why.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But
that's fine.
I think the main issue, what we keep neglecting here, is that we're not creating chances. And I've got a list of things here that we can talk about throughout the whole game to really break it down if we want to, But like you said, like Zika Kahinde was saying, with the team that we had to go out there and just do something with what we were doing with the team out there. But we're not creating chances, and that's down to the not Bruno, but the other players, the three ahead of him, and obviously the midfielders. Like Mr. B was saying, some of the passing from Fred was terrible, absolutely disastrous, like under sevens, that kind of thing. It was really bad out there. So I think the real issue, ask yourself, did they break us down? Were they breaking us down? Were they open threat? You're talking about Barcelona on an off day. I'm thinking, nah. I think Maguire led the line really well. They were compact. They didn't get beyond us, even though they had a little bit of pace. Alvaron ran Lindelof. He showed him up a few times for his pace.
Yeah.
Do you remember that,
And
guys?
what about the Maxi, whatever his name is as well?
What about him?
Well, he was destroying like the defense. He was literally like a couple of chances. I know you said they didn't have much chances, but I can bring up about 3 occasions if Newcastle play that sort of football, attacking football, with the speed these guys attack from, would have been in trouble, because there's a couple of times they reach a 18-yard box and they're looking around, but they don't have another body.
But we have to remember, Alvaron and Maxim, whatever his name is, one-on-one, they can rip anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Just anybody. It's not an issue
like
about
it's like a Dharma for Wolves. They trouble anyone. They trouble anyone.
So I don't think that's really an issue.
I think we defended well against him, especially when he got past James in the box and then Wan-Bissaka covered. I think we did what we needed to do to kind of, defend against him.
Okay, so what I'm going to go on.
Sorry, shall we just talk about the first goal that we conceded?
So, go on. Okay, we're going to. Okay, what it is on Monday, if you do the first goal, because you've got the stuff written down, and then what I've got, before we go though, Mr. D, can you hit some of these comments up for us, please? And then we'll then take it away. So we'll go to you about the first goal we conceded.
All right, we've got the first one here from Adam Morris.
Hi, Adam.
Hello, Adam.
Evening, Adam. We got the result today, boys. Cheer up. 3 points further away from the tire snatchers. Adam, in my heart, I'm happy. Am I allowed to say that, tire snatchers? What? Anyway, it's too late now. Anyway, I'm. It's what's to be expected. We played Newcastle, and for 45 minutes, they were better than us.
And it should never be at Old Trafford.
It can't happen. Forget about at Old Trafford. It's Newcastle. Forget about it being at Old Trafford. It's Newcastle. The team is dead. You know what I mean? The first half, we were shocking. We won the game in spite of issues that we had on the pitch. So, yeah, Adam, I'm happy in my heart, bruv. But just that my face ain't showing it, you know? Diallo, Shortire, Greenwood, James. He has given you for chance.
Who said he didn't? Diallo?
What was Diallo? It? Paddock. Unofficial post.
Stratford Post.
Stratford Post. Imagine that. Stratford Post the other day, he said the same thing about not giving Greenwood's the only one, but Greenwood was obviously
Greenwood would have been a sure job. Yeah, Greenwood would have been a sure. Apart from that, he doesn't.
Since he said that, obviously midweek, Diallo got a game, and now today, your guy, the little Newcastle.
Can I say something about this Diallo thing where he's saying? And he wants to call himself is it Amman or whatever he wants to call himself? Ahmad. Right. So for me,
he wants to call himself Ahmad, and you still call him Diallo.
Yeah, I call him Diallo. It's Diallo.
It's Cassius Clay. It's Cassius Clay.
So for me, when it comes to this young man, it's going to work out. We paid like 35 million for him over a period of time. Ole has to play him. So he's not something through the youth system that Ole's brought up and given youth a chance. He has to play him. I'm talking about giving youth a chance by bringing someone in fresh from the youth team and playing them rather than sitting there and getting rid of them. Who do we get rid of now? Who's that in France? I can't remember his name now.
Chong.
Why did we get rid of Chong?
No, I mean Angel
Chong's
Gomez.
rubbish, bro. Come on, man.
Sorry, Gomez.
Angel Gomez went to
Gomez. Gomez.
He's on loan.
No, he's gone. He's not.
Angel Gomez went to Lille on a permanent deal. He signed a new contract because he wasn't getting any games last season, and he's right to have done that because Lille
don't believe in him.
On loan to a team in Portugal. He's smashing it at the moment.
Yeah.
But Chong's on loan. Pereira's on loan.
Pereira can stay on loan.
Pereira's on loan. But, and Solskjaer, I disagree. I think he has given the youth a chance. Gomez, he didn't give a chance too much to, but that's because of Bruno's contribution when he came in January. And I think with Ahmad, obviously we're all excited about him. We know, we've seen he's got a lot of potential. but I'm not in no rush. I don't think he needs to be rushed into the team.
No, he doesn't.
Just come in January, just slowly integrate him, because at the moment we're doing well. He can make these cameo appearances, 10 minutes there, here and there. But I think next season, that's going to be his big season. He's going to have a full pre-seasons with us, full pre-season, and we'll see him on tour, see how he does, and then we can push to get him in. But I don't think there's any rush at the moment. He's our player.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Mr. B, just hit all the other comments and then we'll just basically start about the first goal that we conceded. Apologies.
Mr. B?
Can you hear us?
Mr. B?
I don't think you can hear us. Mr. B, can you hear us?
Right now, you all sound like a Dalek.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I can hear.
I can't. Let me try something. I'm going to log out and log back in because I can't hear a bloody word.
Okay.
Can you put the comments up and I can read them maybe?
Okay, cool. Yep. So that was from Adam. That was Greenwood. In Ole, gone.
In Ole we trust, says Adam Morris. And Junior Murphy, I already
Subscribe. Thank you very much, Junior. Appreciate it.
Big up, man. Welcome.
Welcome, Junior.
Welcome, Junior. Yeah. Chong is shocking, says Adam Morris.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't listen to our Adam Morrison though, because he still think Ole is a great
He's
manager.
not United standard. He's not United standard.
Okay.
He hasn't got it up yet.
Who, Adam? You're right.
Yeah, Adam, not Chong.
Adam,
don't take that.
Don't tell a crazy man that, mate. He will come for you. He will come for you.
Should we talk about the second goal then?
Okay, let's start talking about the second goal while Mr. B
we'll talk about the first
himself.
goal we conceded.
The first goal, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, the first goal we conceded. Yeah. So I've written down here, Harry Maguire. They said at half time, I watched them. They said Harry Maguire should have cleared the ball differently or played it off the pitch, whatever. I kind of disagree. He played it into an area where there should be people attacking the ball, and everyone was. What I've written down here is a decent header away by Harry, but people were standing still. The only one moving was the guy who scored the goal for Newcastle. So that's another issue. It was around. Luke Shaw was there. And a midfield as well. You don't stand still on the second ball. You don't stand still. You got to go and attack it. If someone, guess who attacked it or got nearest to the ball? Harry Maguire, the one who headed it. And there's 6 guys in the box. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, on Monday, I think it was a week or 2 ago, you said something about Lindelof. He did a same sort of cleared header where he backed it into somewhere in the danger area. I think it was against Sheffield United actually.
It was Sheffield.
And you criticised him for that.
Yeah.
So, and you said he should have just hit it off.
Yeah, that's a different kind of header.
Yeah, but again, my point is, Harry Maguire's headed it back into the danger area. So I'm saying he should have just headed it out for a corner because he can't see what's behind him, right? But regardless of that, what Maguire did, I do agree with you. The United team are too slow to react.
Yeah.
And
second ball.
This is what I'm saying about what you're saying about people like Koundé, Bailly. They're the type of players that they feed on that. Like any loose balls, they'll quickly go in, charge, block it down, and that's their thing. Lindelof's not that type of player. He's the guy who will stand there with his hands behind his back or something. But it's the whole team. It's not just that sort of defender. But we're too slow on that second ball. You've got to react quicker. But you've got to deal with that first ball. I'm not blaming Maguire too much.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm blaming
like you said about Lindelof a couple of weeks ago. If you can't see what's behind you, don't put it back into the danger area. Just like if the keeper punches it back into the danger area.
Can I respond? Can I respond? Because the difference between Maguire and Lindelof, I'm not criticising Harry because Harry's clearing nothing. Look at how many headers he cleared today. He's the guy who's always coming through. You look at trust me, rewatch the game. He was coming through. Even when we had attacking corners, he was winning headers. So I can't criticise him. I criticise Lindelof because he doesn't win his headers.
He's shocking.
That's why when he did that mistake a few weeks ago, I'm going to be on his back. Say, well, you don't hardly win the headers, and that stupid thing. You have your head's not a 50-pence coin. It's coming off like all over. You got to know where you're heading the ball back to.
Yeah,
his head is like a 50-pence coin. You don't know where it's going to go to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm criticising Lindelof rather than Maguire. Maguire won his header, and it should have been press and get charged down the ball, and no one did it.
No one, everyone stood still. Fred was the nearest guy next to the Newcastle player who scored. Fred was kind of just still.
And they're just standing there.
And we've had so many goals that are like that, where you're watching it just slow motion. It's not closing down enough. So that's something that needs to be addressed. And Solskjaer mentioned it in the press about the second ball. He's been saying it. So that's something that all the players have got to rectify.
So let me go to Mr. B, because obviously we're talking about this. I've heard Solskjaer come in with this second ball and things like that. But there was a stat out the other day saying that United so far this season, especially at Old Trafford, have conceded something like 9 goals from second ball by not winning their second ball.
Is it all?
So for me, that is that down to the players, or is that down to the manager in training with the coaching staff?
Coaching. Down with the coaching staff, 100%. I mean, Newcastle did their corners today were very inventive. I'll give them that. They didn't whip any balls in. They always waited. They had 3 men outside the box. Sometimes it came to the second man. He waited, whipped it in. If a player closed down the second man, it came to the third man. He whipped it in. But what he did, if you look at it, all of their players held a position until the ball was whipped in. So the United defenders didn't know what to do. Look back on the game and look at their corners. Look at the way they did their corners. They were smart with their corners. You know,
Danny Murphy said it. Danny Murphy said it as well in commentary, that this Newcastle team have worked something out about Manchester United. They've worked it out. There's a weak point with it, and they've worked it out. And they were successful every time they had a set piece. Every time they had it, they knew what they were doing with it.
And we didn't know how to react to it. Yeah, I agree.
Slow. All over the pitch. From tactically, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to the players. And again, why are we so poor in every single game in the first half? Why are we so... It's embarrassing. Every game in the first half, we're this bad. We have to go a goal down before we sit there and start playing football. Again, Monday, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. We're going to talk about should we talk about our goal? And then I've got a couple of slides I want to show you guys and ask some questions about it as well.
Let's talk about Rashford's goal.
Good.
Okay,
that
go on.
was fire.
So, who wants to take this one? Who wants to take Rashford?
I'll start on this one because this brings joy to me, Nick. He megged the man, went past another player and buried it in the corner. That's a proper goal.
Yeah,
that's a proper goal. I want to see Rashford. I want to see Martial score a goal like that. That's what the Martial. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that a dig? Is that a dig? Is that a little dig?
Just a little one. Just a little one. But yeah, Rashford's goal today. I like. He's got the ability to beat a player. So beat him, embarrass him. That's what I like. If you've got the ability, you work on these things in training. You work on a flip flap. You work on nutmegging a man. Do it. What's the point of having these things in your armory if you're not going to use them? You know what I mean? You know, if he wants to rainbow flick over the man's head and volley it in, because that's what he did in training, do that. I like the way I love Rashford's confidence, because as soon as he beat the man, he knew that he was going to have a shot at goal. And to beat the goalie from that angle, maybe the goalie shouldn't have been beaten from there, but I wouldn't take nothing away from that. That goal brought joy to my face. I'm going to be happy now for the rest of the show.
Yeah. So quick one. H just said the centre-back pairing. Basically, we know it's the issue of the centre-back pairing. We know that. It's, H, you know, we all know it. You go to the game and you see it firsthand anyway. So
What's up, H?
Yeah, big up H. So let's go to Kunde. Let's ask you about the goal. Like, all of us talk about the goal, and then we'll go into the slide. So Kunde, what do you think, like Rashford goal as well? Because I thought it was a good goal.
Yeah, it was a good goal, and he's got that sort of ability where he's so comfortable on the left-hand side, and he could go either side, and he could stretch teams with his pace. You see how someone's fast like that, you know, like how Umri used to just be able to just change it, you know, burners and just change the gears.
Drop the shoulder in it, just drop the shoulder.
Rashford's got that in his locker, and he's got some really good skills as well. Was a good goal. It was good for him getting his shot off, because once he gets into that penalty area, they know that it's really dangerous to kind of touch him. They don't want to give away a penalty, and he's able to create space for himself to get the shot off. I thought the keeper should have done better because he's beating at his near post. But
Near post.
And if that was De Gea, he'll be getting cost.
Yeah. But it was a good solo goal. So yeah.
And on Monday, because I know you're gonna love
the first goal.
Yeah, no, the second goal. So we're talking about Rashford's goal.
I'm talking about Rashford's goal, not the other one. Okay. I have to agree with what the other dude said about the goal. Good individual goal, but I just think that Rashford does that a lot. He's always looking to cut inside to the right foot and shoot. Sometimes goes west here, there, but that's his go-to move.
That's his locker.
I think he needs to. I just said quickly, Rashford needs to stop to cross earlier and stop chopping. So we know that's his go-to move, but I'm saying he needs, like, a couple times. I've been saying the last few games, cross the ball, even if he beat a man and he go back on his right side again and by that time they blocks up where he can't shoot. There's nowhere to shoot or anything. So that goal was a typical Rashford goal.
Do you think
Liverpool cut the man, do that thing? We know he can do that, but I'd like to see him develop his game because guys like Neymar, Mbappe, and all these guys are, same age.
Another level.
But he needs, they're another level to him, and he needs to bring a bit more to his locker, as in goal variety and goal finishes. Because I see that a lot of the time. He's always trying to chop on his right and shoot. It came through today, but good goal, got me off my feet. But I've seen it before.
Do you think he takes too much touches on the ball though? Because I think these step overs now, he must have been gone in Ronaldo locker, start looking at these step overs Ronaldo do and think he can be
good enough. I think he's got to be more decisive with what he does. So if he's in a position where he's looking to cross or chop a man, he gets a yard. He's got so talented, he can get a yard on the guy.
Yeah.
He's going on his left foot, just cross it. It doesn't matter.
It's just his decision making, though, isn't it?
Because the second goal came from a pass in the 6-yard box. Yeah. Doesn't matter how good the pass, whatever, it came from that thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Their goal came from a cross into the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Rashford he's not the finished article still, because when you watch Rashford, you know that he's always going to be a threat, and he's got, like, unlike Martial, they've got similar abilities, but Rashford really kind of doesn't give up throughout the whole game.
Yeah, he's got drive.
He keeps going.
Drive about him. But there's a lot of times when you watch him in the game that he's quite wasteful with what he does. So with the ability that he does have, he should be more effective. And like on Monday was saying, have a bit more variety. Don't be so predictable. Okay, it worked against Newcastle.
It may not work against someone else.
Really good. I think, was it against Brighton where he did it like a really good solo goal as well, where he dropped inside and,
dropped the shoulder and went in.
Teams, but when he comes up against real quality opposition, it's that sort of thing's not going to work. And that's why I was touching upon maybe him trying to move.
You say that.
Yeah. And that's why I still want Sancho playing on that left, because Sancho's got that variety where creativity, we are lacking
on the left.
Creativity in the wide areas.
Right, it would be the right, wouldn't he?
I mean, James is not creative. Greenwood's not creative, but he's a goal-scoring threat, But he can find the odd good ball and everything, and he's more of a sensible player than Rashford is. Rashford's really wasteful on that side. So that's why I still think we need Sancho, because he's got the creativity.
Can I ask you a question? Imagine we went out and get Sancho. Would you guys be happy in Greenwood playing up front as the main striker?
For me, I don't mind, because if we got Sancho to play on the left, whether Greenwood and Rashford, whether they drift right or central, it doesn't really matter to me. Because Greenwood, like I say, when I watch him on the pitch, he always seems to want to do the right thing. I don't think he's comfortable either position. But I think for the moment, to be honest, he should stay on that right-hand side, because I think that's where he'll be most effective. I think him playing as that lone target guy, he's not quite ready for that yet. It might take him a couple of years to kind of build into that. But I think Rashford has the ability to play as the main striker, but he's got to develop some things in his games. But he's got all the qualities and the physicality to do it.
Okay, so guys, before we go on to the next part, can you please like, subscribe, share this video? The first, once we hit 500 subscribers, we'll give you away a free football shirt of your choice with your name and number on the back of it. Coming up in a few minutes as well, guys, if you don't want to miss it, it's the Liverpool reaction show versus Everton. It's going to be Yeah, it's going to be a good show tonight as well. That's going to be at about 9:40 tonight, and then
Full of
tomorrow night,
excuses.
yeah,
Full of excuses. Trust me.
and then tomorrow night we've got our new show with second episode with unofficial pundit Studs Up. So tune in for that tomorrow at 7:30, guys. So guys, let's move on now to my first slide. My first slide is, oops, have I done it incorrectly? I think I might have. Let me go to overlay. I can do this. Don't worry, guys. I've got this. Hold on 2 seconds. Photo library. Hold on 1 second. You might see all my photographs on my screen, but it's okay.
No, thanks.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now we can't see any.
You've gone off screen.
Choose. Nope, I'm back.
Yes.
So now what I'm doing is, guys, is this first overlay. So the overlay, the reason I've chosen this overlay whilst I was watching the match, every single attack we had came down the left-hand side. The whole 90 minutes of this game was on the left-hand side. Now let's go and ask Mr. B, I was going to swear, but let's not swear. What the hell's going on? Why are we just attacking every single attack on this left-hand side? And it's almost like Ole and the team say, right, guys, today we're just going to attack the left. Don't worry about the right side. And left us vulnerable where there's players like Daniel James, as much as we could say he had a bad game or a half-decent game or whatever, but he wasn't in the game. Martial wasn't in the game because everything was played on the left-hand side. Mr. B, take us off, please.
Okay. I've played football at obviously not a level like this, but when the players next to you are shit, you don't give them the ball. Yeah? They see Daniel James in training and know, Jesus, if they pass him the ball, it's going to be some mess up. Martial's head, I don't know where Martial's head is right now. So they weren't going to give him the ball. So the only offensive person they could give it to was Rashford.
Martial now is sitting on the edge of the D.
Yeah, and? Yeah. and what? So he may as well have sat there the whole bloody game. I'm not going to do. I want Martial to succeed. So I'm not going to say what's going on in my head with Martial. You understand? But I want him to succeed. You know. Yeah, that's my thinking. That's my thinking on it. That they just didn't want to pass to the right hand side.
Kunde, what's your thought on that? Because it was, to me, it was embarrassing, to be honest with you. Like, constantly playing it, the ball was just going. But then, listen to Danny Murphy. Danny Murphy made a good point. The reason why he believed they were playing on the left-hand side is because Man United had no idea at all what they were doing, one. Two, because Luke Shaw is our best player so far this season. Take Bruno Fernandes away from it. And then you got Rashford. And then that's the reason why everything was going down that end. Bruno Fernandes then didn't have the opportunity to do anything in the first half because the ball was going down in the left-hand side, so he can't create nothing.
Well, I knew that, we were going to have issues when I saw the lineup because from that right-hand side, we've talked about Wan-Bissaka and trying maybe getting into more positions where he could make a cross and all that, and he still hasn't really, I'm not saying improved, but I haven't seen him have that relationship with whoever's playing on the right-hand side. He needs to develop. Yeah. And Shaw and Rashford, they have been probably our most consistent players this season. It's like when Ashley Cole used to play with Perez, there's a good relationship down the left-hand side. So there's no wonder why, most of our creative play came down that side. There's no wonder because, like I said, with Daniel James, it's just, he's too one-dimensional. He's just got tunnel vision. When he's got the ball, it's just like pace. Yeah. And he's just too easy to defend against. And that's why his best option would be to be on the left where he could go two ways rather than one. And the only way we improve on that right-hand side, if it's Wan-Bissaka and Greenwood are playing, there's a bit more variety because what Greenwood offers a different threat to what Rashford on the other side. But it's to be expected. It's not surprising when you see James down the right hand side that nothing's going to come down there.
Okay, and on Monday, and then I'm going to hit the next slide, and then hit the next slide. I've got another 2 slides to hit, and then I want to get your overall what you've got written down as well.
Okay, so I've regarding the fullbacks, I've said overlap. They're not being brought in. And that means both sides. Even Luke Shaw today, Rashford, he was failing to overlap Rashford a couple of times because he knew Rashford was going to do his little thing on his own. There's a couple of times, if you watch the game, full 90 minutes, a couple of times Rashford could have got the overlap and played him in, but he didn't. He used him. He used decoy, whatever, he used him again. I think Wan-Bissaka gets himself in a lot of positions where he can get the ball. But when they're playing the ball across the midfield, they're a bit reluctant to play it to him or play to that side based on what the other two guys were saying earlier. So I think it's about the training ground drills coming from the coaching staff. What you said about Danny Murphy, Danny Murphy? You said something about Danny Murphy saying there's no pattern of play or anything else. That's exactly what I agree with. And that comes from the training ground. You know what I'm saying? So that means doing more training ground drills where 1-2 overlap on the right, so we can have that more of a threat. Because now, like you said, we're just analysing the game. Imagine what Prem teams are doing, tactical directors and all this kind of thing. They're saying, well, they only come down this side, just block that off. Yeah. I saw Leicester play earlier. They were playing against Aston Villa, and they decided to play Ricardo in the midfield to cancel out Grealish, who didn't end up playing.
Didn't play. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So that shows you that there's a lot of work goes on into these games pre-game to look at what the advantage of what the key attributes of the team is. At the moment, we're coming down the left all the time. No one's worried about Wan-Bissaka coming down the right, But like you saw, James scored his goal when he was free because there was no one. What's his name? The left back from Norwich. He ran over, thinking leave James, and luckily the ball came over to him, and James got in and scored. So you're right. That's that little image you put up there. It demonstrates exactly what we're doing and what we need to do to expand the game and have more patterns of play, left and right side.
Yeah.
Can I say something to you though? Do you think it's because we had two left-footed central midfielders playing?
Well,
when they play, normally that's not really an issue. We normally go down both sides in the game. We might predominantly go left, but they still go right. Today there was no right hand side. Do you think it's because we had two left-footed central midfielders playing? So when they receive the ball, they're facing a certain direction, or
no? Because if you've got two left-sided players, it should be coming down the right-hand side. It's easier to it's easy to ping a ball over that side. So doesn't.
It's easier to ping a ball if you look before you receive the football.
Yeah, true. But I'm saying if you're left-footed, it's easier to ping a ball from this side to the right-hand side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that doesn't. I think it's down to like sorry. I think it's down.
Team would have been pinging the long ball, Fred.
Well, obviously he doesn't. He
doesn't ping them. He can't
do it. And that's another factor. These two guys, Matic is more short play, but like I said, Maguire. I put Maguire here. He pinged a few cross-field balls today, 2 feet or to the space, which is really good. So I don't think it's a case of left-footed because they're both left-footed and it should be coming to the right. I think it's a case of training ground and they don't have the ability.
Okay. Now, guys, the next one I'm going to put up because we got about less than 10 minutes to go anyway, if 10 minutes. We're going to put up now the next one. You're going to love this one, Mr. B. So I should have had these uploaded.
I want to hear the Fred thing, man.
No, we'll come in because we'll come into that. We'll come into that.
I want to hear what Mr. B's got to say.
Cancel that one. It's not that one. No, where am I looking? Cancel that.
Yeah.
Where am I looking?
So unprofessional.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's because of I put it in the wrong thing. The next one we're going to talk about is the Welsh Flash goal. So obviously, again, we keep talking and we keep building up and we keep saying, obviously, everything's coming from the left. This goal actually came from the left as well.
Yeah, from Matic.
This Bruno came from the left.
I think Bruno assisted James there.
Yeah,
no,
Bruno.
Matic. I think that really, when I watched it back, the Newcastle player should have got it, but he kind of miscontrolled the ball, went under his leg or something, and then James was just there to finish it off.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And this is what I'm trying to say with it. I know we're saying we had Matic and we had Fred playing, two left-footed players. But for me, we're Manchester United. I think, what is it? I think when it worked out to be Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, they cost more than this Newcastle team. And they, you know what I mean? First half, we're poor against them. So for me, again, this is another thing. Don't get me wrong, as what the stats is, Daniel James has scored 6 goals in 9 appearances for Man United and also for Wales. Ahmed Daniel, I like him. I like the player. But at the same time, we're talking about he shouldn't even be starting for Man United. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. But for me, yes, we won 3 points, but I'm still disappointed with the performance.
Can I go?
Go on Monday. All
right, James took the goal, but the one thing is, his first touch is poor. There's a couple of times when he could have delivered a first-time cross. It's like he has difficulty getting out of his feet, and by that point, people are closing him down. He's very like instructions. Maybe
it's overload.
And when he's like the couple of crosses he had, one of the ones, Jamal Lewis had a little stumble. And he still didn't look over to see who's in the box. He had time to look over to see who's in there, and he just head down and didn't even look up to see who's in the box. So it's just one-dimensional.
He is one-dimensional.
The flash. He's in his lane. It's like he's in a track and field lane. They can't come out that lane. You know, he didn't even have the ability or the composure to say, right, let me look up and see. He's right. I'm going to cross this. If he would have looked up and cut it back or had an option, he needs to slow down, relax. You got the pace. You learn to balance your pace with your lack of ability, you know. Yeah. And I think I said here quickly, doesn't look up, too rushed, poor path distribution. First time cross is poor, and he does his first touch. He doesn't get out of his feet enough. So he done well with the goal because the guy just about couldn't get back to close him down because he'd sacrificed himself. But I think he's not good enough, like technically or IQ wise. We've made things there.
Okay.
Do you think, Palestri could push him out of the next season? I do, because what I've seen Palestri, he's got more of a brain than James has.
Yeah, of course.
They're both like dynamic, fast wingers, but Palestri's got more up here.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Okay, so let's go to the last one, and this is the penalty Penandes. Add photo. Yep, we're not taking a photo. We're adding a photo. Okay, guys, I'm going to ask you because after this, we're going to go to our man of the match after this because I'm getting messages through about the other show's gone. So with this, guys, do you guys actually believe this was a penalty or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty. If you don't win the ball, you don't touch it.
I think it's a blatant penalty. Like, listen to the commentary at first when they say blatant penalty, but when they rewatch it, well, okay, it's a bit soft. To me, and this is what I tried to explain to a Newcastle fan earlier, if you go into the box, modern day football is, if you get touched in the box, you're going down, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
It's not the way you stand up now. These guys, with the foreign influx we have in the Premier League, this is something we getting taught in the Premier League now. You get touched, you go down.
Yep.
Let the referee make the decision.
But look at number 28. He's on his ass. He's going down onto ground.
But what I think he did though here, it's almost like he went down knowing he weren't going to win the challenge and then tried to pull out. But by then it was too late. He already caught his toe.
But there you go. Yeah.
So for me, anyone got anything on that? Blatant penalty.
Blatant penalty.
Yeah, we've had a lot of penalties this season, but that was a penalty. So
again, I said to the Newcastle fan as well. On Monday, you'll know the Newcastle fan I'm talking about on the FTB group.
Yeah.
He basically said it was a dive, another dive, and I was trying to explain to him, it's not a dive, it's a blatant penalty. A penalty is a penalty. You touch. Newcastle don't play that football, so he wouldn't understand how to get penalties.
I think a lot of the penalties we've seen this weekend are a bit dubious, like the Liverpool one. There was one with where someone touched his heel the other day, was it? You remember that? Someone was going through and just clipped his heel. It was just because David Luiz. Was it David Luiz for Arsenal?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago? That was a bit dodgy. But that was a penalty. But I think they're doing it by the book. Yeah. And if you go by the book and you go and review it and say, well, did he touch him in the box? It's a penalty. It's a penalty. And now that we know that's how they're doing it, you can't have any excuses.
Yeah. You go down. If you go down to ground with a player, If you sit there and a player's got the ball, and you make that tackle in the box, you know you're giving the referee the opportunity to give a penalty.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
What's this from Adam? Sorry, God.
Solo.
Solo.
If we're in turmoil, who would you bring in? This is Tuesday.
If we're in turmoil right now, like manager-wise, who would we bring in? Yeah.
I don't know if he's manager. I assume so.
Well, if it's a manager right now, I would say Allegri wouldn't get a chance. I wouldn't want Allegri in because he's too defensive. Simeone is the same, very defensive as well. I want a manager who'd play expansive football, like go out and actually play football, actually coach the players. If right now speaking, guys, and I can't stand Liverpool, I can't stand Klopp. I like Guardiola. You give Guardiola or Pep this team, and I bet you they'll sit there and they'll make Rashford better than what Rashford is now.
Yeah.
I don't believe Ole and the team has made Rashford any better. I don't think they made Wan-Bissaka any better. I don't think they made Luke Shaw any better. I think these players are good already, but Luke Shaw was good under Jose anyway, but he had that leg breaker. And he's just coming back on form now.
Sorry.
Anyone agree with me?
Sorry. I have to disagree because I saw this on the last show about this Ollie out thing. If you're being honest now, since Ferguson's left, we've had Moyes, Van Gaal, and Mourinho and Ollie.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the football that's been played and the players that we've got, under those four guys, who have you most enjoyed watching? I'm
going to be honest with you, and I said it already. Under Ole, we won 2 trophies. Was I happy with the 2 trophies we won in the 2 years he's been there? Under Jose, we won 2 trophies.
Yeah.
But I was still disappointed on the 2 trophies. Under Van Gaal, I was disappointed winning 1 trophy in 2 years as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if now you sit there to me and say to me, if Ole weren't a Man United legend, would he be in this thingy? Would he be where at Man United right now? The answer is no.
This is where I have to disagree because I'm just saying.
Would he? Okay, sorry. Can I say something to you? If he was to get sacked tomorrow at Man United, which top 6 club could he go to and manage?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
You're saying that based on reputation, but I'm just looking at it based on since he's come in, the recruitment, the players that he's bought, and the young players that are coming through, like Greenwood and all that.
But he's not going to give them the opportunity.
Well, Greenwood's had the opportunity. Diallo's been bought. He's bought Palestri. This new young guy, what's his name, who came on today?
Shortire.
Yeah, Shortire. What I'm saying to you guys is, under Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, the football was depressing. I could hardly watch the game, right? There's no way that I would be of doing a channel, right, like this under those guys.
Under Jose, trust me.
Like 20 minutes into it, especially like Van Gaal and Mourinho have got some of the best reputations. They were getting any top 6. But it's not about that. It's about bringing the United DNA back to the club. Now, you've talked about Rashford's not improving under Ollie, but if you look at his stats last season, he's got his best goal tally. He's got like 23 goals in 40-odd games. Him and Martial, they both got their best.
You're right with what you're saying. But
right?
for me,
Luke Shaw was not playing under Mourinho. Now he looks like a different player under Ollie.
But he was a player when he used to play for Louis van Gaal.
I know.
He had it.
I know what you're saying. I think the leg break affected his confidence, but Mourinho had an issue with him about his fitness and his application to training.
But you've got to remember.
And I just think now, when I watch him, he looks like that old Luke Shaw that was at Southampton. He looks like that good player that was something.
Can I add?
I think Ollie's done a lot of positive things. I think he's been the best manager out of the 4 that we've had since Ferguson.
Can I just add to that?
The best football. The progression.
Yeah. Kinde, I do agree with you, and I also agree with Solo. But my issue is he's taken us so far, and I don't think he's got the ability to take us to that next level. We got knocked out of the Champions League. We're well ahead in that group, right? We've had the results recently: Everton, Sheffield United, West Brom, where we should be winning. Today, we're still not completely happy with certain things. It might be a progression, but my thing is
he's not the next
level.
So
far, but I don't think it's taken us
to the next level.
Title. Okay. So I'll ask you this then, right? You're saying that, but he's had 1 full season at Man United. He came third, right? He got to a semi-final of the Europa League, right? Yeah. And this season, we're second at the moment. and he's still in the Europa League, right?
Can I-
So what I'm saying to you is, Van Gaal, he had 2 or 3 seasons. He just won the FA Cup, but he came 5th.
We know this.
Mourinho, all right,
know-
he won the Europa League, but then it just all went disastrous. His best place was 2nd, but it all went disastrous after that.
We know.
But
Hold
Go
on.
on.
These are 2 top managers who have not done so much better than
Okay.
Oli.
One thing, we know this, but I'm just giving you the thing. We're in the Champions League, okay?
Yeah.
I'm saying he's got us to a level to go to that next level. I
Yeah.
don't think he's got the ability. That's why I'm saying Oli out, because
Yeah,
we're in the
but-
Champions League. Hold on,
Okay.
we're in the this is this season, not Oli,
Yeah.
not Jose, not Van Gaal. Talking about this
Right.
season, the games like I just
Yeah.
mentioned, Everton, West Brom,
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, and
Crystal
go back
Palace.
to Palace, yeah. Those sort of games, examples, and the Champions League, we should have qualified for the Champions League. We lost to Fenerbahce, not Fenerbahce, or the Turkish team.
Was the Bakasik
Istanbul.
Yeah.
And the game against Red Bull, he went and played the 5 at the back, which I
Yeah,
thought was
that was a mistake.
So
I'm not saying
these
it's
are
perfect.
the reasons, these are the examples that I give to say why I say he's not ready yet. He's taken us to good far. I agree with you. He's taken us to this level, and it's better on the eye. It's better eye candy now. But
Yeah.
to go to the next level, I'm saying he's not the man. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Right.
that's yet to be proven, because this is only his 2nd season, and you
But you
see-
got-
I'm talking. What about answer me about the results I've just given you?
No, I agree with you. I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with you. I said it on the last show about him making a tactical mistake for that last game, but he hasn't played that 3-5-2 since. So maybe he is addressing it. But I'm just saying to you, Klopp took how many seasons to win something at Liverpool? 3 or 4
3 seasons.
Right, 3 seasons, and he lost the Europa League final as well to Seville. in
But
that
the
time.
thing is, can I
So
say something?
what I'm
you?
saying to you is
Go on.
trust the process, right?
Okay.
We are bringing in very, very good players. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, trying to get Sancho, bringing Greenwood through. Luke Shaw looks like a new player. We're doing the right sort of things. The development's there. I could trust the process. It's not you lot are just saying. Just got Ollie. You're talking about his reputation.
No.
Okay, go on.
Enjoying football.
I gave you 5 examples of games where it's not his reputation, nothing to do with his reputation, it's to do with his tactical nous. That's
But
it.
how do you know someone else is not going to come in? How do you know? Who do you know?
Because if we get the right guy, because when you're up here, you don't want to pick someone who's going to take you back down. We've got the. I agree with you, the process and the philosophy and the ethos that he's going with. That's good, because there's Fergie's behind this. Fergie's behind bringing him in and bringing that kind of feel good Man United thing, spirit into that again. That's right, but you just see him take it to the next level. That's not going to be Ollie in my.
That's yet to be seen. He hasn't had enough time.
Based on those 5 examples I've just given.
Hyundai, can I say then to you quickly?
Right. Leave these guys. Bring them in. Come on.
Can I just say that quickly? You can have your say. Sorry, in a minute, Mr. B, because I know you're itching as well. So what I'm saying here, Kone, is when we had Fergie left, yeah. Then we had David Moyes. David Moyes took us to a place that we never wanted to go again. Then we had obviously LVG came in. LVG took us a little bit better than what David Moyes took us. Yeah.
Yes.
Then LVG went. Then we bring in Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho then took us to that little level higher, but then couldn't deal with it. Then he left. Then Ole now is taking us to this level now. And I'm not looking at his reputation. I'm just looking at the facts. I'm saying facts as they are, as I see them. I don't believe he will be the man to take us to the next level, because also, not only that, you got to sit there and think, he's only got next season. He's got the end of this season. He's got next season.
Yes.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
No, because it's contract.
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with contract. If
it's too early, it's too early to do.
Yeah, I agree with Kahunde. We had bare trash in the team. We had the situation with Sanchez. We've still got Jones. He didn't want Smalling. Remember that game where we lost to Wimbledon, and he said,
"Oh yeah,
none of these players are going to play for Man United again," and they still played. But if you look at those players who played in that game, they're all gone.
And
all
Mr. B, you made such a good point, because I was so Ollie in, because when he came in November, right, he got rid of one player which I hated in January. That's
Fellaini.
He took him out of the team. That was Mourinho's favourite player. Mourinho loved that guy, and he was restricting. Didn't have the United DNA. He made us the all-4 team. It was like a Sunday league team. As soon as Ollie sold him straight away, I was like, love this guy.
Yeah.
Ollie's at the
To me, that gives him a 2-year pass.
Yeah. So I like his recruitment. I like what he's thinking. I like his philosophies. I don't care if he hasn't got a strong character, personality, or whatever. I just want to see the club moving forward and going back to the ways that they were under Fergie, having that same philosophy. That's all I wanted to see. Mourinho did not fit with the United philosophy, and he's a high-profile manager. Van Gaal, I think he's a bit of a dinosaur. He's dated. I love what he did at Ajax and Bayern and all that, but the football that he was playing was not. Yeah, exactly. So we need to move with the times. At the end of next season, that'll be Ollie's 3rd season. I'll judge him then, because I think the 3rd season, his recruitment's got to be good in this summer. But this is where the 3rd season, I'd say at the end of next season, if he doesn't win anything, then I'd say, all right, maybe.
Can I? Okay, so for me, I've been saying this.
Supposed to be there to steady the ship and push it for the next guy who was supposed to be Poch. But we don't know if Poch would come in and do well at United. We just don't know.
Well, okay, so for me, I always say on this show, and I'll consistently repeat myself. Well, if you look at Liverpool, on the Jurgen Klopp, as much as you say he didn't win nothing for 3 years, but you could see improvement, vastly improvement.
Right, yeah.
I watch a game today, and it's almost like we've come on the show, felt like we lost the game. I felt like I lost the game today coming on the show. So on the Jurgen, when you watch him, it seems like he came in the season, the plays he had was worse than the players was at Man United.
Yeah.
They were bad. He had bad. And then what he went and done, within 2 seasons, he rebuilt that whole team.
Yeah.
Yes, Ole is trying to rebuild stuff, but I can still sit there and say to you, he's got favourite players, and he will constantly picking these favourite players.
You know who one of his favourite players is?
The same way.
Fredildo. Fredildo. That's his favourite bloody player.
Yeah. Same way.
That's his new name.
Oh, Fredigo.
Same way.
Fredildo.
Same way. Ollie loves Lindelof. Ollie, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking to myself, are we even going to buy a defender? Because Ollie sees Lindelof as Maguire's partner. He loves Lindelof.
Yeah, I think Adam wants to come in. I will bring in Adam in.
Hi, Adam. Oh, good. Adam likes it.
No. Is he in? No, he's not in. He probably think we're finished.
You know what? I suppose we have to cut in it. Because we're cutting off the we're cutting off the Liverpool banter show, innit?
Yeah, we've got to tune into that. Quick few questions from Ole. What's this? Solo, if you're okay, then Solo, Martial definitely to get a 5-year contract. We're talking about Fred 6.5.
See, trolling. That's how you know, man's trolling his own club. We have now become consistent. Since Ferguson left, we haven't finished top 4 2 years in a row, and Ollie has provided consistency.
Thank you.
I don't see why there is so much hate.
Joe, exactly. It's not hating.
It's just next level. Man. Listen, look, at the end of the day, I'm with Kounde on this. The trash is gone. He's cleared out the trash. If he gets backed by the board to get the 3 positions that we need for next season, with what he's got now and what he's going to lose, as in the players who aren't going to be there, getting them off the wage bill. You know what? I think it'll be all good next season. Honestly, I really, really do.
I'm positive.
Yeah. I think Crazy Manx wants us off. I don't know. He's there somewhere.
I'm just phoning in, boys. You're doing my man dirty here. Ollie. Come on.
Oh, Ollie in brigade.
I'm not Ollie out, bro. I am not Ollie out.
I'm Ollie in.
I'm not Ollie out.
Just a quick one. So why are we talking about other managers? He's not even finished his 2nd season. Was he expected to win a title?
Thank you.
He could have been going for a transition for the last 7 years.
He could be challenging right now. As we said, the games we gave examples for, and Champions League disaster in the group stage, he could be challenging. He could be like, we're 10 points behind Man City now. We could be like only a point behind or even level with them. if we would have won certain games. And I think that comes down to him, to
But
Ollie.
manager.
He's lacking. One more thing. I agree with what you guys are saying. Obviously, comparing him to the past three managers, not Fergie, he's done really well. But he's taken us to a level, and I think he's done his great job in doing that. But we need someone which is proven in those games where he's not been up for it to take us to the next level. I don't know who that is, but I'm saying that's as far as Ollie can take us. I don't see us winning the title under Ollie, even if we get Mbappe and Haaland in next season.
But if you asked anyone, any football fan, any expert at the start of the season, what would they have said? I think they would have said, let's just look to close that gap. And I think that's what everyone said. And I think we've done that. We've definitely done it with Liverpool.
The thing is, for me, we haven't. No, my issue is, and I'll keep coming back to it. We're Manchester United. I don't care about Liverpool. I don't care about anyone else. We should be winning title every season.
So you did expect Ollie to win the title this season?
He's a manager of Man United. You're damn right.
We've been in position to win it, and he's let us down. We
should be going to the semi-final of the Champions League minimum.
You got to take
steps. Us down.
You got to take steps. You can't go.
We're Man United.
You can't go from. No, wait, hold on. You can't go from finishing a lucky third because of COVID, because we shouldn't have finished third.
Adam, can I say something to you quickly? Sorry, don't use that excuse. Liverpool fans might be watching it.
It is though. It is. If we come back after the restart and we were 8th, I think we were 14 points off of 4th. Yes. And then we somehow finished 3rd,
That's because Leicester bottled it.
Yeah, they bottled it. But, you know, if COVID didn't happen and the league didn't stop, I don't think we would have got 3rd. I don't think we would have got 4th.
I think Bruno Fernandes kept him in his job.
You can't expect us to go from that to then instantly winning the title. How many points were we off?
Leicester did. Leicester almost got relegated and went on to the next season to win the league.
Yeah, and that's never going to happen again. There's a reason that was 5,001.
Well, there you go. But that's what I'm saying though. We've got Ole at the wheels, and unfortunately, like I'm saying it. I'm not saying we should sack him tomorrow or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is the next level. We need a next level. Is to go to the next level.
You guys on the same page. He hasn't had 3 seasons yet. He's in his second season. You cannot judge that straight after 3 seasons. Look how Mourinho collapsed after his third season. Look how Klopp is collecting now after he won the league last year.
Let's make a judgment with the information we've got. We've got information now. It's we're February 20 something today. Yeah. With the information we've got on what he's done so far, I'm saying we can make a judgment. And I'm judging. This is why I keep referring to these same games where we've come back and we chatted on the Zoom and we said that wasn't good enough. We should have won this point. We should have 3 points. We just should have 3 points. We should have qualified. So these things come down to the manager, and this is why I feel lacking. So we agree. But I also agree with you two, Mr. B and Kahinde. I agree with you and Adam that so far I'm really pleased. We're making a progression. But I was saying a few weeks ago we're in the title race. I'm disappointed.
And you were so happy about it as well.
Yeah, we could have been. Yeah, we could have.
And he lost those games or dropped points in those games, which is disappointing. And it comes down to Ollie, where I say he's taken us so far, but he can't take us to that.
Yeah, but you're just saying that now. But let's see the third season if he learns from that.
Look, I can't see into the future. I can only make a judgment about what happens, what we know now.
That's fine. Listen, you could criticize Ollie for not doing better in those games, and I agree with you that he should have done better.
I agree. See,
that doesn't mean that I'm saying I'm saying Ollie out, because what I would judge it on. Well, so far he hasn't done 3-5-2 again. I'll judge it on. Let's see if he's in this position next season, February. If he's near the top, let's see how he addresses it again. Because I can remember Ferguson '92 when Leeds won the league, and he was close, and we dropped points, silly games or whatever. But the next season, when we're in that position again, we won the league. It just comes with experience. And Ferguson struggled the first 3 or 4 seasons at United as well.
At the back end, and then after that, at the back end of seasons, like from February onwards, that's when Fergie's realised that's when I need to kick on. So whenever he won his titles, he was.
and he learned.
Yeah,
So
so that's learning. Hold on. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's learning from the thing. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think we all agree. It's just a bit of debate or whatever. I think we do agree. We're on sort of the same page. But I'm also not hiding. I'm not going to tuck away the thing. We had opportunity this year to be up there and still challenging today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it has to be said. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, good discussion, guys. Really
Good.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's wrap up and do man of the match because I do want to tune into this Liverpool thing
All
desperately.
right, yeah,
as
me
well.
too.
And then
I
we're back
wouldn't
tomorrow.
tune into that, boys.
Why?
Painful.
Okay, don't worry. We want to anyway.
Also, just another one on the Solskjaer thing. I don't think he's given much credit for the transfers either. 90% of them players he's brought in have performed
Have
well.
succeeded.
Even the
Thank you.
last 10%
They've
in the
made-
Welsh Flash.
Is it him though?
And he didn't
Is
even
it-
get
is
his
it
top
Ollie?
target. last year. He didn't get his top target.
Is it
Shall I-
Ollie?
Shall I tell you
Who
something?
are we bringing in the Juve guy to sort out?
Mourinho's
yeah,
bringing
there is a- yeah.
like Alexis Sanchez at the age of 30.
No,
But
no,
the
no,
thing
no,
is,
no,
no.
hold on.
You see,
Hold on.
everyone's saying about that. Yeah, that is not it. Like there was something
Ollie.
came out the other week. That was not a Mourinho signing. That was
Well,
Ed
Mourinho's a
Woodward.
dickhead then. Well,
That
Mourinho's
was
a
an Ed
dickhead then.
Woodward signing, bringing
Yeah,
Sanchez.
but
Mourinho's a fool then.
We're
No,
talking
but he
like
didn't want him.
we're
He didn't
talking
want
like we're in
him.
the
Mourinho
Fergie
didn't
era.
want him.
It's I
Mourinho
don't
didn't
think
want him.
Solskjaer's shining. It's just the philosophy. We got guys, technical directors, all these sporting guys behind the scenes who make decisions like that. I don't think we say it's Ollie. It's like saying, "Oh, the country's in a mess because of Boris." It's all Boris. You know,
No, it's not though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Mourinho had a philosophy about the signings he wanted, and Mourinho's type of signings are like 28 plus, and that's not the philosophy of Man United.
ready-made players,
He
players
tried to sign Perisic, who was like 29. He signed Matic at
ready for the time right now.
He signed Zlatan at 35.
Yeah,
That's not our philosophy. I'm
But
like,
but you say that, but we got
we
Cavani
are
at
going.
34.
This reminds me of a period nearly of the time when we had Rooney and Ronaldo, and we were going through that transition and trying to catch Chelsea because we had young players that were going to dominate for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
These guys in 5 year time are going to be amazing.
but I
But
agree.
they're
it's
not going to be on the
Solskjaer.
Ole. They're
It's
not
not
going to be on the
Solskjaer
Ole.
bringing
though.
these guys in. It's someone else.
I don't care.
Now, all
who it
I'm
is.
saying-
I don't
Yeah, I
care.
know. It's just
I
like
don't
Solskjaer, you're giving Solskjaer credit, and hold on, we're talking about Solskjaer's credentials here. You're
Yeah.
giving him credit for something that we don't even know is his decision. We say, "Oh, well,
Hold
Solskjaer brought in all these signings."
but
I'm saying
my
it's
thing
not
is,
him.
I
I'm
don't
saying-
care if it's his decision. I just know that since he's been in,
I'm
the right players have come in. I don't care who's
Why
putting
did
it
he
in,
manager?
right? Because
We-
he's got the United philosophy. It's in his DNA. He's recruiting the right type of players. He's agreeing with it.
And
If it
that's
was
the
Mourinho would say that guy's too young.
Forget Mourinho. Forget Mourinho, yeah, but you're comparing. This is what I'm saying. You're comparing him to Mourinho. So yeah, of course he's better. But I'm saying now that we're here, as Solo's saying, we're Manchester United,
Yes.
the 13-time Premier League winning
Yes.
team. Yeah, we need to be back to that because it's getting like 9 years now where we haven't won anything. I believe we're on the right track now with the philosophy we're going forward with. But to make it, we can't just stop and say, "Oh yeah, he's done this, done that." We still have to say. Brainstorm. So how are we going to improve again? And that's why you have to highlight all these things and not just say, "Oh, well, that's what I'm saying." If he doesn't improve that, I would say we need to get someone else to take us to the next level. It's
Can
like
I-
steps we're taking, you know.
Where's your shortlist? Where's your
Just a
shortlist?
couple of points.
Where's your
I don't
manager's
have one.
shortlist?
I'll leave that to the professionals.
Go
Just-
on,
just-
Adam, and then
Just
we'll
a
wrap
couple
up.
of points. So under Moyes, LVG, and Mourinho, whenever they signed a player and they did perform, the fan base criticised them. Under Ole, he brings them in, they do well, but it's not his signings. All right, I get that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But it's not-
But it's
Adam,
not his signing though.
makes no sense.
Adam.
Yeah.
Can we go back? Can we talk on that point then, please?
Yeah, that's fine. Carry on.
So right. I don't like this thing comparing to Ollie to these old managers. Let's talk about now. But I will say this: since Ollie came in, it's because of the dour management and the way we were going. We lost our philosophy. We lost our way. So Ollie came in as a package, fresh guy that you recognise from an era where we were successful. Okay, and with that comes the philosophy behind that as well. of we're going to have a sporting director that's going to say we're going this way. These are the sort of signings we require. So it's not only saying, oh yeah, I fancy this guy, or I fancy that guy.
Yeah,
It's
but
someone
what's
else in the
sporting
background. Let's be
We have a
realistic
sporting
about this.
director, so it has to be Ollie.
My point
Sorry?
is, I don't care who it is that's saying who it is behind Ollie that's making the signings. I do not care. I'm saying if it was Van Gaal or Mourinho, they might have put a stop to it. Van Gaal signed Darmian as a right back. He signed Marcos Rojo. You know, there was horrendous signings under Van Gaal. Mourinho had some horrendous signings.
But I
there's
just
not
said
one
that.
signing that I've seen that I think that's a bad signing. He signed
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Why do you guys keep reverting back to a dour management over the last 8 years? Forget that.
Because
that was not the United way. Now we've got the
post-Fergie era, we got two of the most high-profile managers, and they couldn't do a job. So I have to compare it to any manager that's been post-Fergie, and Ollie's done the best out of those managers.
Based on those dour years where we weren't playing attractive football, we lost our ethos from the old time.
Yes.
Like I said before, we brought in a guy who's the face. I always said this, Solskjaer is just the face, who's got a philosophy.
I don't care.
Maybe Fergie. Forget it. It's all right. Forget it. You're not listening.
Go on.
I'm hearing you.
You're interrupting. Anyway,
Guys, listen, now we've got to wrap the show. We've got to wrap it up. I had some more stuff to talk about, but let's wrap it up because, guys, we've got to be back here tomorrow again at 7:30. Tomorrow's show, we promise, will be a little bit more shorter than today's. So 7:30 with unofficial pundit Studs Up, and at the moment the Liverpool show probably still going on, so we still need to tune in and troll them a bit. Like, subscribe, share, guys. 500 subscribers, and win yourself a free shirt of your name with your shirt with your name and number on the back of it to FTB Sports. And thank you very much. Oh, quick, guys! Man of the match, quickly.
Mine is Marcus Rashford.
Scored the goal and he won a penalty.
Good day, man. My blood. Jeez.
Matic.
I'm giving it to none other than my Brazilian brother.
Fredildo.
Yeah, don't care what anyone tell. No, not Fred. Brazilian left back. Ludinho, whatever you call him.
Fredildo.
No, Ludinho. I'm giving it to Ludinho, left back, best left back in the world.
Jordinho.
Luke, Adam, what's your man in the match?
I'm going Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. No, Adam is Brazilian. Call him by his Brazilian name. What is wrong with you?
He's got to get in the England squad. He's got to get in the England squad.
He has to. Guys, so we've got to jump off. We'll be back tomorrow again with unofficial pundit. I think what we need to do tomorrow, guys, some of these topics we need to take because then that'll make the show even more heated. Yeah. Okay, guys, please like, subscribe, share, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
You've watched us, now tune into Liverpool. Tune into the Liverpool show. Liverpool.
I think they're still going now. All right, then, guys, thank you, guys. Have a lovely evening. Bye.
Easy.
Music
and out when I can find it.